Malagim na kabanata sa kasaysayan ng showbiz ang pagpatay kay NIDA Blanca noong November 2001. Wala pa ring sagot sa mga tanong kung sino at bakit pinatay. Ang makislap na bituin ng sine Pilipino, hindi nalilimutan ng fans si NIDA. Sariwa pa rin kay Kay Torres ang sakit ng pangungulila sa ina lalo't hindi na umusad ang kanyang kaso. Ikinatuwa lang ni Kay ang desisyon ng DOJ na linisin ang pangalan ng kaibigan nilang si Elena de la Paz bilang suspect noong 2008.
After just over 2 decades since NIDA Blanca and Rod Strunk tied the knot, the relationship hit rock bottom. NIDA Blanca was born as Dorothy Jones to an American soldier and Filipina mother. She started as an actress at the age of 14, then on to become one of the leading movie stars of LBN Studios, winning awards for film and television. Rod Strunk was born Roger Lawrence Strunk in Fresno, California. As a singer-actor, he was popularly known as Rod Lauren. As an actor, he worked mostly on TV during the 60s and had appeared in episodes of Alfred Hitchcock Presents. As a singer, he was a one-hit wonder with the song If I Had a Girl, which landed number 31 on the Billboard Hot 100 in 1960. Unfortunately, just like many intercultural marriages, differences between spouse will resurface. Just the same, NIDA and Rod's marriage was no different. According to a household staff, they slept on separate rooms. Arguments and bickering are common between divided couples. These further the ongoing struggle to maintain the partnership. Sometime during the 90s, Rod began using illicit drugs. More likely, he was under the influence more than once, spending thousands of their savings. His addiction could have altered his behavior, and what was used to be a loving husband status would start to deteriorate. Nevertheless, NIDA forgave him, but the marriage did not recover after. Rod's finances were out of control, appearing to struggle financially, subsequently relying heavily on NIDA's support. The unfortunate circumstance unfolds with the knowledge of Kay, NIDA's daughter. She had complained to Kay about Rod before, that he had become a freeloader and became interested in her properties and insurance. According to her financial report, Blanca had up to 85 million pesos in properties, including a Green Hills San Juan condominium worth 10 million pesos and a house in California worth $300,000. If NIDA had annulled her marriage, Strunk would get nothing. But if she died before she was able to terminate her marriage, under the law, Strunk, being the legal spouse, would be entitled to a portion of his estranged wife's inheritance. Even though Nida Blanca's will stated that all her properties would go to her daughter. On the 6th of November 2001, at 12:30 p.m., the then 65-year-old actress drove her car from her home in White Plains, Quezon City, to MTRCB office in Green Hills, San Juan, Metro Manila. Nida Blanca served as a board member, attending screenings and rating movies and television shows twice a week. The MTRCB board usually ends their screenings at around past 5 or 6 o'clock. One co-worker said she saw Nida received a telephone call and then left. It was reported that Nida told MTRCB employees that she would be attending a wake at Santuario de San Antonio in Forbes Park, Makati. She left at around 5 p.m. that afternoon. The next morning, around 8 a.m., a roving security guard of the Atlanta Center was inspecting the 6th floor parking lot and found blood on the floor. The trail of blood led him to a parked car a few meters away. The car was a green Nissan Sentra owned by the actress. The security guard found the car locked, but the actress was found slumped in the back seat. The autopsy report showed that Nida Blanca sustained 13 stab wounds, mostly small, superficial, and indiscriminate. These were at the left side of the face, neck, and thorax, 3 wounds of which were near the armpit. The most fatal wound was at her throat, coming from the left, cutting through the right, hitting the jugular vein. Initial reports said that the wounds came from at least 2 short knives, as the wounds were not identical. However, in the extradition decision, it was stated that she died from a single-bladed weapon measuring at least 5.5 centimeters. She had bruises on her face. There were no signs of defense wounds associated with a struggle, and there were no signs of struggle inside her vehicle too. From the blood trail, which the security guard saw, it showed that the body was dragged from one place to her Nissan Sentra. Photos show that Nida's Nissan Sentra was parked at the very end, near the wall, and was partially covered by a concrete pillar. Elena de la Paz, Blanca's aide for 40 years, was initially charged as an accessory to the gruesome murder, failing the second lie detector test. But the charge was later dropped. In November 14, 2001, Nida Blanca was buried at the Loyola Memorial Park in Marikina City.
The whole industry is shocked because she's such a nice lady, such a nice woman.
Hindi natin malaman kung bakit.
the 18th of November 2001, police presented a man named Pedro Philip Medel Jr., who surrendered to them on his own accord and made a sworn statement admitting that he killed the actress. Medel said that Mike Martinez had called him in early October 2001 to participate in a project they called Tantoko Project. The project involved intimidating a swindling wife of a rich Chinese man. On 6th of November 2001, Martinez called Medel, and they agreed to meet. While waiting for Martinez at around 5 p.m., a Caucasian man came and asked if he was Medel. Medel then confirmed, and when he asked about Martinez, the man said that they would meet him someplace else. But Martinez never showed up. Medel and the Caucasian man, whom he referred to as Rad, parked next to a dark green car and waited until 12 midnight. Rad told Medel that he is leaving, and Medel had to wait in the back seat of the green car. So Rad unlocked the car and let Medel in. Medel spent his time waiting by texting some friends and fell asleep. He woke up at around 1 a.m. by the lights coming from a car that parked at the adjacent space. Medel saw Rad, and two other women got out of the car. Rad pushed the woman wearing a striped blouse and dark-colored pants into the back seat. Rad and the other woman kicked and struck her. Medel then joined in, hitting the woman and stabbing her with his knife. He stabbed her on the left side of her body and neck. After they left the parking lot at around 2 a.m., he went home and hid the knife under his kitchen sink. Medel was shocked to learn that the victim was the famous NIDA BLANCA. With his confession, the public learned that Medel was referring to Rod's trunk and Ding Tantoko. In one of Medel's interviews, he referred Rod as a gay and Tantoko as a lesbian. Rod's trunk denied the allegations. Ding Tantoko also denied her involvement and announced that she passed the lie detector test. On the 23rd of November 2001, during a televised preliminary investigation, Medel recanted his statements in open court and claimed that he was tortured and forced to make a statement under duress. This made things more complicated. There were many sworn statements that were gathered during the course of the investigation. A Leonilo Gonzaga worked as a security officer for an agency of which Rolly Quintana was president. Quintana was a nephew of General Galileo Quintana. Gonzaga and Medel used to live in together in an apartment and claimed That's where he first met Medel. He told the NBI that the 50-year-old former military intelligence agent asked him to help him find a hitman. But this claim was never confirmed by the investigators. Gonzaga also claimed Medel admitted the murder and wanted to surrender. Gonzaga told his to Rolly Quintana, and it was Quintana who facilitated Medel's surrender. Their statements said that Medel communicated with Rod before the murder. General Quintana, on the other hand, denied that he knew Medel and Strunk. The police assigned did not further this lead. During the course of the investigation, Mike Martinez was never found. The police just presumed he was dead. Up to this day, Mike Martinez never materialized. Also, a year after the murder, Rod went to the United States to visit his dying mother, but never returned. The Filipino government requested for an extradition so that he could face trial here in the Philippines. However, due to lack of substantial evidences, the U.S. court on the 12th of November 2003 denied the petition and ordered Rod to be free from the Sacramento County Jail. A supposedly witness saw Philip Medel Jr. at the crime scene minutes after police found the body. Lawyer Ricardo Diaz, NBI spokesman, said he cannot yet identify the star witness, but that he could be a security guard who was on duty. This too was not followed up. Then there were the three security guards of Atlanta Center. Ricky Alvarez, Roberto Canete, and Jolito Molines were charged with obstruction of justice. But that's the most they received. Kay Torres, NIDA's daughter, called for the ouster of National Bureau of Investigation Director Reynaldo Waikoko for allegedly bungling the extradition from the United States of Rod Lawrence Strunk. She stated at a press conference that the Americans are baffled as to why the Philippine government has not given this case enough attention. She added, the judge himself cannot understand why the Philippine government cannot give enough or adequate concern and support and enthusiasm for this case, she said in near tears. Waikoko allegedly did not submit the necessary pieces of evidence that the NBI had gathered. Justice Secretary Raul Gonzalez admits the original copy of the extradition petition against Strunk has been lost to termites. On July 11, 2007, Rod Strunk committed suicide by jumping from a second balcony floor off the Tracy Inn in Tracy, California, where he had been staying for 3 days. Many suspected that when Rod became a member of Good Shepherd Church, his conscience resurfaced. The guilt was overwhelming and decided to end it all. Philip Medell, on the other hand, remained the prime suspect and was held in jail until his death on 7th of April 2010 at the age of 62. Guada Meyer, eldest daughter of Medell, confirmed to ABS-CBN News the death of her father at 8:45 p.m. She said that her dad, who has been detained for 8 years, was taken to the hospital Tuesday morning after he complained of difficulty in breathing. She said that according to Dr. Alan Salvador Custodio, an internal medicine resident at Pasig General Hospital, his father died due to blood infection caused by pneumonia.
Nanginginig ako ha! Nagkane, Bin! Tinarayan na nga kayo ng basta-basta gano'n na lang? Pinandilatan pa ako ha? Aba, masaya ka!
Mami, ba't yung nagalit sa inyong babae?
Aba, ewan ko, kung alam ko lamang, naku talagang... napatunga nga ako eh! Napatunga nga ako! Akalain mo ba naman pandilatan ako at ginanon lahat yung mga basura sa harap ko at pinandilatan ako, tinanggal ako sila ng pinto para ako sinampal sa mukha! Hindi pwede yan, Mami! Kung ako yan, susugurin ko. Gusto niyo, sugurin na natin eh. Halika na! Halika na! Sugurin na natin!